I'll never edit documentaries the same way again after finding out these techniques. And these are the same techniques that channels such as Vox and Johnny Harris are using too. So today I will show you how to create this. It's 2004. A German programmer named Toby is living in Ottawa, Canada, and all he wants to do is sell snowboards online. But there's a problem. I will show you text animation, how to make smooth transitions, and lastly how to create that typical documentary style. Now let's jump into it. I'm here in After Effects and I already have my voiceover imported. These are all like voiceover parts, and this is based on a script that I made. This is the script, and in this tutorial I'm going to focus only on the first part of this, and I will make sure that basically everything that consists of a documentary is included in this tutorial. However, if you want to see the full animation, including this last part and also including how I came up with this script, where I got my inspiration from, then do join the Fullstack Editor Club. Link is in the description. You also get the project file and basically a full deep dive on the documentary style. I will also be showing just stuff that is too boring for YouTube, so click the link in the description. You will also see all the other deep dives and project files, and you will join an amazing community of editors that are all there to help out. Again, link is in the description. Anyway, going back to the video, I'm first going to focus on the first part, and let's make a cool background for this. Now I'm thinking of a bit of like a beige style, just like this looks cool. This looks cool too. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Texture Labs and I'm going to look at paper, and we got quite some cool ones here. I think this one looks really nice. It is a bit too grayish. I would like to have this a bit warmer, but we can adjust that. In terms of the size, I would like to have it large, so we can even like scale it up a bit later on. Let's just download the large and let's drag that in. Now to adjust the color, we can do a few things. We can edit as an overlay, or we just change the opacity. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new solid, and I do this by hitting Command Y or Control Y on Windows, and I'm going to use the color picker tool on the background, and as you can see it's really gray. I want to make it just a bit tiny bit warmer, maybe like this. Press OK and press OK. Now nothing much will happen, but what we can do is just press T for transparency and then change the opacity a bit. It will also make the effect a bit less. So the other way to do this is to change the mode to multiply. It will make it a bit darker, so we might have to change the pale gray orange solid. Command Shift Y to adjust it, then we can make it a bit more light. But what I also don't like is basically I like the texture, but I think it's a bit too heavy, so I think we can even dial this down a bit. It will get lighter anyway, probably something like this. Very nice. Now going back to Texture Labs, there's also some other cool textures that we might be able to use. Pulp book, this looks cool, that we maybe can put this on an image. We can also stack some textures. I think that would be cool. I think this looks cool though for images. Maybe we're going to use that. Gonna download a large one for this one too, and then I'm gonna go to the script because we need some images. It's 2004. A German programmer named Toby is living in Ottawa, Canada. Basically I want an image of him, Toby, snowboard shop images. Now we can do a few things. If there's no image of his snowboard shop, it is really important that you think of the rights of a video or of a photo, if you're allowed to use it. A lot of stuff you can use, some stuff you also can't. Now you can of course use AI generation nowadays, so that's great, but that is something to keep in mind. What you can do is you can do it for tools and then users rights and then Creative Commons. You make sure that you can use it. Let's add his last name. I think this is probably the only image of him with a snowboard. If we can't find anything else, we can always use like a general snowboard shop. I think this one is cool. Let's save it. I think this one is also funny because he's still really young. Maybe I can even do young. I think this one is funny. We can always make them look a bit old school, but this one already looks old school. Now I also need Ottawa, Canada. Now of course we can make a cool map animation, and again it depends a bit on how much the client is paying. If you want to go all out, then we can create like a cool map animation, but in this case I'm just going to keep it simple, especially with a documentary. If it's really long, I think it works better to just grab a image of the city. And let's start out with this first sentence. It's 2004 and then German Toby is living in Ottawa. I'm going to go to After Effects. I'm just going to go to the text tool and I'm just going to type in 2004, but what I will also type is 2005, 2006, 2007. So what I'm just going to do is basically just typing here 2005, 2006, 2007. And by the way, you can also use AI for this to create at least the list. It doesn't really matter, ChatGPT or Claude, but we also don't need a huge list or something. I'm going to end it at 2010. And then after 2004, I'm just going to hit 2003, 2002. So there's a bit of space between it. Just like this. Then I'm going to choose a cool font, something like this. And let's make it nice and big. This already looks quite cool. I'm just going to press P for position and then play. It's 2004. And then just move it down to 2004. And what I'm going to do is basically add a mask to this. Now it's really simple. We can just go to a layer new solid, press OK, grab the rectangle tool and draw a quick rectangle just like this, quick and dirty. And then we press F for feather it by a ton, probably something like this, maybe a bit further out, going into the selection tool, and then just dragging this pick whip from the trackpad to the solid. As you can see, we have a nice feather now, and that will add a bit of texture to the animation. Anyway, I'm gonna feather it even more. Let's feather it nice, just like that. Move it up a bit, move it down a bit. That's a bit of texture to it, and it looks quite cool. Something you see in a lot of these documentary edits is a bit of like rawness to it. There's texture to it. It's not perfect. Now that effect is made by adding a bit of turbulent displacement, a bit of noise, and lastly, posterized time. Those three effects you can just add to one single adjustment layer by going to layer, new adjustment layer, adding a noise to this. And by the way, you can also use some grain footage, even better, but noise also works. Turn off the use color noise and then turn this up nice and high around 15. Then we can add a turbulent displace to this. You can drag that to the adjustment layer. Make sure that this is above the noise, otherwise the turbulent displace will turbulent displace the noise too. And in terms of the settings, I like to change this to turbulent smooth, and then adjusting the size by a lot because I want this really small. Around 5 should work fine. As you can see, maybe even a bit lower. You can also change the amount, but the amount is set nice, I think. And then the evolution, and to change the evolution, just alt click on the stopwatch and then type time 20. A German programmer, or maybe even higher. Let's just do 200. Named programmer named Toby, or maybe even 2000. He is living in Ottawa. Very nice. And then lastly, the posterized time. Just drag that on. And I actually like the effect where it's under the noise, but you can also choose to do it above the noise. And then the frame rate, set that to 15. And then I'm just gonna quickly preview this. It's 2004. A German program, and it looks dope. Now, of course, I want to have this position keyframe a bit smoother. We can right click this, keyframe assistant, easy ease, and then do a graph. Select the last keyframe and then move that to the left. It's 2004. And I think that looks really cool. We can even add motion blur to this, even though 2004. It's laggy. It's 2004. It still adds a cool effect to it, in my opinion. 2004. Now we need the image to pop up. And basically what I'm going to do is add a quick transition that we can reuse later on. So I'm going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and I'm going to add a cool lens blur to this, and I'm also going to use a transform. There we go. The lens blur I'm going to set to probably 10, so it's nice and blurry. Make sure that this is of course under this adjustment layer, and why that's important is that otherwise you also blur the noise. I think it's actually a cool effect where the noise is almost on top of it, but you can also choose to have it on top of everything. Depends a bit on your preference. I like it like this. I think it's a cool effect. And then the scale, I'm also going to basically keyframe that. So I'm setting a keyframe, and I'm setting a keyframe for the blur radius. So if we now press U, we see 2 keyframes, as you can see, and I'm just gonna make a quick effect where it just goes blur radius from 0, the transform from 100, and then let's move this keyframe. It goes here where it goes blurry. We want to basically zoom it in a bit, just a tiny bit, and then zoom out again, just like that. A German program. I'm also gonna easy ease these, so select them, hit F9 on your keyboard, so it's a bit more smooth. Programmer. And then we have this rec focus effect, which I think already looks really dope. Now let's import the image of him. Let's just drag this in. It's not that high res, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna press S for scale, drag it up. Let's move this below these adjustment layers, and then I'm gonna make a match cut. And for the match cut, it works really simple. Let's turn the image off quickly so we can see what's happening. Here we go. And I'm just gonna link this text to a null object. So we go to layer, new null object, then pick whip this to the null, press P for position, setting a keyframe, and dragging this to the left. Around here where we have this transition to, and I'm gonna go a bit further around here, and I'm gonna move it to the right, just like this. Doesn't have to be too much motion. This should work. Then select these keyframes, hit F9 on our keyboard, and I just want to make sure that the peak of this keyframe, if we go to the graph editor, is around that transition. So let's drag this nicely, just like that. I do want the easy ease in, move this a bit, probably just like that. We quickly preview this. It should look like this. German programmer named. Very nice. We just have to move these keyframes a bit so it starts a bit earlier. 4. A German programmer named Toby is very nice. So right when it's here on the peak, and I've shared this before, you just cut it off. You just cut off the text, alt right bracket. You don't want to see it anymore. And then we have the image, and we alt left bracket that. The only thing we have to do is just go to the end of this keyframe of this null, link that also to the null, and turn it back on. So we now have a nice match cut where it goes in. This goes with the motion, and this image comes in. And because basically it has the same movement, it will look really cool and really smooth. A German programmer named Toby. We can even duplicate this text, Command-Shift-D, and then scale it, and then like making it a bit bigger and moving it around. So we have something like this. German programmer named Toby. I think that's already cool. It's also a bit that Vox documentary style. And now what I want to do is basically just make a line around him, Toby, developer, something like that. And to do so, I'm just going to go to the text tool. I'm going to type here Toby, and I'm going to go to the properties panel. Make sure my text is selected. And I'm gonna choose a nice scribbly font. Probably Victory is nice. Now make sure it's nice and readable. Let's see if we can make this, if we make it white, if it's a bit more readable or not, or just fully black. I think fully black is probably the way to go. Make it a bit bigger, move it where we can see it. So it's around here. There we go. Now I want to also do like an outline, and to do an outline, I'm just gonna go to the pen tool. Sure nothing is selected. Set the fill to none, and the stroke I'm gonna set to fully black, and just click, hold your mouse down and drag something like this. There we go. Move this one a bit maybe and adjust it a bit. Maybe make the stroke a bit more thick, and let's also make sure that it's around him. Nice. It looks a bit ugly in my opinion, but don't forget is that once we move this under the adjustment layer, texture will be added. It will also like squiggle a bit, and it will look much nicer. We can just make sure that this is like together with the text, and of course we want to animate it. So let's open this, go to the contents, go into the shape, add a trim paths, add the trim paths, and set a keyframe for the end. So let's just go a bit more to the front. Let's see where it cuts. I think that's around here, and set this to 0. And then for the text animation, I'm just going to use a built-in preset, and that is fade up characters. Nothing too crazy, but it's just an easy effect to quickly add the animation to it. Press U to see the keyframes, and then move it a bit closer. So we'll have something like this. And I'm going to use another match cut. We already have the null object, so we can just reuse that. Set a keyframe for this. Going a bit further, and let's move it again to the right. We'll have to make sure that these are linked too. So let's go to the first keyframe, select those both layers. That's Toby and the shape, and let's link that to the null too. This should move with it, as you can see. Let's select the graph editor again. Let's move this nicely. He's living in Ottawa, Canada. And we can even have him still in the frame. I think that is actually quite a cool effect. And now let's import Ottawa. Let's get that image in, something like this, and just link that to the null. And I think we already have a cool effect here because it basically just appears on the right, living in Ottawa, Canada. And we can even add a text here, Ottawa, Canada, or something like this, or have a slow scale. But I think we can just keep it like this. Maybe we can just duplicate the Toby text and just move it here, and then just type here Ottawa, press U on our keyboard, move this so animates nicely. Canada. Great. I just want to have an image of snowboard. What we can even do is just have a snowboard separately, PNG, something like this. I think this would work. And then just make a really quick UI with a rounded rectangle. I'm just gonna draw something really quick. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that this is out of the way. So let's create another null that links to this null, so I can already start the animation. Or you know what? Let's just keep this null for now. I'm just gonna move it more to the right. You can also make it go down or up, whatever you prefer. I just want to make sure that this is completely out of the screen and a bit more, so a bit more room to play with. You can move this around here. All he wants to do is sell. Great. Just use the rounded rectangle tool, and then just quickly make sure nothing is selected. Fill is going to be almost white. Stroke, none. Okay. And let's just quickly draw a website bar here. Make sure in the properties panel that it's fully rounded. And then let's just add the text. Go into the text tool, type in http://www.snowboardshop.com. Now for the text, I do think that a bit of like a digital font would work, or just like a minimalistic font like this could work. Let's make this bar smaller. We'll make it easier for us also later on with the snowboard. This looks quite nice. Let's duplicate this shape, and let's move this down by holding shift. Go into the properties of this shape, and then change the size. I want it higher because I want it to be a bit like this. Move this down. Let's get the snowboard in. Floop. Now this doesn't really match the style, and to change that we can just go to the effects and presets, and we can add a like effect to this. There's literally a preset that is called Colorize Sepia that will automatically make it a bit like old school. We can even add like a posterize to this, changing the color of this fill. If we add a stylized posterize to it, so not posterized time, you can change the amount of like colors, and we'll make it look also a bit like analog or digital, as you will. And especially if we then move this under the adjustment layer, and also make sure that these shapes and the text is also under that adjustment layer, then it will look really cool. The only thing that's missing is a buy button, and to add that, I'm just gonna add a quick rounded rectangle with the fill color green, a bit like off green, probably something like this. Not too bright green, doesn't really fit the vibe. And let's just drag this, add some roundness to it, just make it fully pill shaped. And then let's duplicate this text that we had before. By the way, we can also lock this adjustment layer so we don't constantly like click on it. Duplicate the text, move it down, and then let's type here by this shape layer down below. And this text I'm gonna make white, fully white. Now, is this my most beautiful design? No, doesn't really matter for this style. I don't think so, especially when you just want to cook up a quick design like this. It doesn't have to be perfect like Apple style SaaS animation. We're talking about a cool documentary, but also not too crazy. Now, the only thing what we now need to do is make sure that this is linked to that null that we created before. I'm just going to select all of those layers, just holding shift, clicking on the first one and on the last one, and linking that to the null. There we go. Now, this is a bit boring. We can still pop elements up. Maybe I'm going to just make the snowboard scale up, for for example, sell snowboards online. I actually kind of dig the style where it's not like east, because it's a bit like old school. However, I'm gonna ease it. There we go. What he wants to do is start a bit early. What he wants to do is sell snowboards online. Now I want a cool text animation here. I think what we can do is we can or move this out, or we can basically just have like a cool match cut again, or like quick cut where we just like make sure that this is gone. And to do so, we still have this adjustment layer somewhere around here. It's this one. If we press U, by the way, on our keyboard and we cut this off, Alt left bracket and Alt right bracket, we can just duplicate this, move this, and then you know exactly where the keyframe or where the transition is. So we can reuse this. Just make sure that this is above everything around here. I want it to be a bit more blurry, maybe like 20. And then I'm just gonna cut this all off. What we can also do is just duplicate the background layer, but we can also just quickly select all of these elements and just hit Alt right bracket. So basically it just goes like, but there, like this, and then we have the text animation. And for the text animation, I'm just gonna type here. I like the font. I do think it needs to be black, and I do think it needs to be a bit bigger. I also think maybe like a serif font works a bit better. Maybe something like this. I like it. And then let's move this down below and let's add an animation to this. And I'm just gonna use the blur fade on or the slow fade on effect. I think that's nice. However, I do want to open this text layer and then add a property position and then move this down a bit. Let's see what this looks like. I think this animation is way too long, by the way. Press U. Here we go. Let's see what this looks like. But there's a problem. Not exactly what I want. Let's go into the advanced tab and let's change the ease high to 0, the ease low to 100%. But there's a problem. We can even scale this slowly. Press S for scale, set a keyframe, we go. But there's a problem. And then you get something like this, and we can just continue and like duplicating the effects and reusing elements to create this really cool documentary style. Now again, if you want to see the full deep dive, do check out the Fullstack Editor Club. Do let me know what you want to see next. Don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you next time. Bye bye.